Hey guys, I want to tell you two stories. And they're connected, and there's kind of a lesson at the end. So the first story is that I have a buddy from jiu-jitsu who was like, John, you do crawl spaces, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, I got mold in my crawl space. You think you could spray it for me? I was like, totally. But if you have mold growing in your crawl space, you probably need to do something about it. Maybe get it encapsulated or something. And he says, yeah, it's already encapsulated. And I said, oh, then why is there mold in your crawl space? And he goes on to relate this ridiculously long and just obnoxious story, frankly. Not like obnoxious for me, obnoxious for him. About how he went with one of the three big companies in the area, and they charged him an arm and a leg, about maybe 50% more than what we would have charged him. A job that we would have gotten done in about 3 days. They took 6 weeks with scheduling issues. Just different crews showing up, leaving, things being messed up and having to be fixed, and it just sounded like a horror story. And they ultimately ended up giving him about a 50% discount. Interestingly enough, bringing them to what we would have charged to begin with, to not trash them online and leave a terrible review, which he took because of money. And anyway, he said that the thing that sat really bad with him wasn't all the mistakes, it wasn't the price gouging him, it wasn't any of that. It was the fact that they wouldn't just admit when they'd made their mistakes, you know? There was always lies, obfuscations, putting stuff on him, you know, putting it on other people, anything other than say, yeah, we messed up. So this leads to my second story. I got my ass kicked today, really bad. Just like this big jack dude with big cauliflower ear and a square head showed up from Ohio, showed up to where I train today, and just treated me like a man treats a boy. I mean, it was terrible. And then we get done, and he was like, yeah, that was fun. I was like, it was fun for one of us. You know? And he's like, nah, dude, you know, you're like, what, like 160 pounds? I'm like, what? Yeah, maybe, you know, like 155. And he's like, yeah, you know, I got 40, 50 pounds on you, you know, so, you know, that's probably got something to do with that. I'm like, no, let's not lie about this. You're just way better than me, and you kicked my ass, and that's okay, you know? And that hurts, man. It hurts to happen. It hurts to say. I don't want to sound arrogant, but it doesn't happen to me much. This used to be my job, and it's an uncommon occurrence nowadays, if I'm being honest. But my point here is that what's my other option? Lie, obfuscate? You can't grow yourself, your character, your skills that way. You have to just own the facts. And so my whole point here is that we as a company, and I think it's because me and my partners individuals have learned the hard way that, first off, everyone makes mistakes. I would like to believe that we'd make way less than those people. In fact, I would bet my life on it. But the fact is that we do make mistakes on occasion, full stop. And if you or anyone else ever finds them, if we judge them to be real mistakes, we'll look you in the eye and say, yeah, our bad. So sorry. We'll fix it, and we'll fix it at no cost to you. We will own that mistake. So that was just something I was thinking about just now, and hope y'all got something out of it.